Poet Weekly, week 27. New week, new poem. This one's entitled Writer's Block. And Merry Christmas to everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. For the past few months I've been on writer's block. I've come to realize that time is of the essence, and I've been playing like LeBron in the playoffs with only a few seconds left on the clock. While everyone is out cruising and improving their skills, I have been shackled to the dock. Slave man tied to the props with no immediate value other than picking these crops. Cotton man is how I presented myself. Although Sylentword was the name that I called myself, although I must admit I feel honored to have been honored with your presence. A couple hundred eyes and ears on my presence, listening to me spew out unattached, unemotional pieces, poem after poem, as my skills diminishes. Passion scribbled away, I can hardly finish my sentences. I took a break from the game, hoping that one day my wordplay replenishes. Sitting back listening to Cannabis, wondering how he came up with such a master's thesis. Days came in and nights went out. Weeks swept through, increasing my doubts. I looked to my poetic heroes for advice. And still I was unable to make the pen bleed and shout onto the canvas that lay before me, until one windy night I went on a walk. The moon hung over me, slowly stalking me. Water washed up against my feet, and I began to think. All these days that I left out in the ocean to slowly think. All these hours I've wasted out at the bottom of the Titanic. All these minutes of being on the edge of destruction, seconds wasted away as I was closing in on the brink of falling off this cliff and never returning my hand to the pen, the paper, to the ink. I looked to the moon and saw myself black and gray on the insides, hidden by clouds, too afraid to let my true potential peak like the morning sunshine. In this moment I realized that I wasn't ashamed of the material I had released or the inability to let my poem weekly's weeks increase. I was more so pleased that I had seen the real me. And at this moment I began to accept me for me. Not a man that had writer's block, but as a man that saw writer's block as an enemy. Fighting with no one else other than me. In a battle that I was losing, I came to the conclusion that from now on everything you will hear will truly be from me. Because only through accepting the person that I am could you be able to understand and see me. How deep as the abyss I can be. You can only have writer's block when you're unattached from your work. When you decide to never use your emotions and let all of your thinking do the work. I say this because although the mind is powerful, the ability to feel is even more masterful. I no longer take myself for granted, nor my work either. From this day on, I will vomit pure ether to show the world that my art and I are beautiful. And although thinking is a good thing, too much of it can be lethal to my art and my life. Writer's block has become something that is out of mind and out of sight. See you next week.